Alright guys, welcome back. I want to talk about something that is a little bit of a sensitive topic today for Call of Duty fans, and that thing is skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking has kind of been a hot topic, especially in the last couple of years. I think it started in Advanced Warfare when people started talking about this, saying that Call of Duty now uses an algorithm to match you against players of a similar skill level, whereas before it only matched you with players that had a decent connection to you. Now, there have been a lot of strong opinions about this, especially with Call of Duty, and one of the things that makes that so dicey is that there's no way to really prove that skill-based matchmaking is in the game. But for some reason, everybody seems kind of hell-bent that this is a thing or that this has been a thing for several years or whatnot. We even had Drifter do the challenge last year where he paid some guy $1,000 because he, quote, proved skill-based matchmaking was in the game, even though I don't really think he did that, but Drifter still paid him anyway. And this is exactly my point. It's like nobody really knows for sure. None of us people here that are bitching on YouTube know anything about developing games or how matchmaking actually works or anything of the sort. And I feel like a lot of people pretend that they do, or a lot of people just kind of get this mob mentality where they say, yeah, I've been playing against better players as of late. And then before you know it, everybody's pissed off saying there's skill-based matchmaking in the game. So therefore, I'm just going to come out and say it, and I feel like a lot of people are not going to like what I'm about to say, but I truly don't believe that skill-based matchmaking exists in Call of Duty. Yes, that is correct. You heard me right. You are hearing somebody who is on the opposite side for a change on this topic. I just really don't think it's in the game, man. Like, there's no real evidence of it. It's only people's opinions, but I just don't happen to agree with any of those opinions. Like, yes, you run into sweaty lobbies once in a while. Yes, that happens in every game, no matter what game you're playing. So there are two reasons that I don't believe that skill-based matchmaking is in the game, and I'm going to talk about both of those right now. First being that Call of Duty has lightning fast matchmaking, man. I mean, you click to search for a lobby, and you're pretty much in a game within like 5 to 10 seconds, or at least in a lobby within 5 to 10 seconds. You just wouldn't get that if there was skill-based matchmaking. I'm sorry. There's not that many people playing Call of Duty anymore, especially after all these years and all the different titles that are out. The player base ain't that big to choose from, man, I'm telling you. If you go back to any of the games that have come out since Advanced Warfare, because Advanced Warfare was the first game where this rumor kind of started in, but Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, IW, Modern Warfare Remastered, World War II, and now Black Ops 4, man, go try to matchmake in those. You will find a game in seconds. If there was some big secret algorithm pairing you with players of a similar skill, you would not get a game that fast. You just wouldn't. Now you might say to me, hold on bro, this is completely subjective. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have anything to back this up. Well, here's my answer to that. Let's take another Activision product that actually does have skill-based matchmaking. So that game would be Destiny 2. If any of you guys out there are playing Destiny 2 still, I'm not really playing it much anymore these days. I was playing it a lot about a month ago after Forsaken dropped, but if anyone's still playing that, you'll know right off the bat, matchmaking in that game takes forever. You could easily be searching for a match for a minute or two in that game, and it's still a relatively new game, right? It only came out a year ago. It's the most current game in its franchise. There are people playing that game, which is kind of hard to believe, but that's a whole separate video. But point in case, there's a game that actually does have skill-based matchmaking, and it shows when you're actually looking for a match. And we know that the game has skill-based matchmaking because they literally tell you, right? If you lose a game on Destiny and you lose so badly, you'll get a notice right after, and it says, we're breaking up these teams to find a better experience. So for you dudes that haven't played the game, yes, there is an actual in-game notice that is essentially telling you there's skill-based matchmaking in this game, and what you just played was not a fair match, so therefore we are breaking your teams up. So that's reason number one. Just comparing Call of Duty matchmaking times to a game that does have skill-based matchmaking, it just doesn't add up. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. The second reason, oh boy, I'm afraid to even say this. Listen, don't cut my head off when I say this, and let me explain. But here we go. The second reason that I don't believe skill-based matchmaking is in Call of Duty is because Michael Condrey said so.
What? You listen to Michael Condrey? Fucking idiot, stupid motherfucker. He's a fucking liar, bro.
Oh, okay. Calm down, we're gonna talk about this, okay? Michael Condrey is somewhat of a controversial person in Call of Duty because a lot of people blame him for, you know, quote, ruining World War II and stuff like that. And just for you that don't know, Michael Condrey is the studio head, or was the studio head over at Sledgehammer Games, in charge of making Advanced Warfare and World War II. So, you know, he's kind of controversial because he made some questionable decisions in World War II, which I kind of agree, some of them were questionable. I feel like people were a little bit too hard on that game, but anyway, we're talking about about a high-ranking video game developer working on one of the most popular titles in the entire world. He's in charge of the studio. He knows how this stuff works. The guy is a game maker. You cannot say that any of us complaining here on YouTube are also game makers. So there's just a chance, just a slight chance, that he might know what he's talking about a little bit more when it comes to talking matchmaking than we do. There was an exchange on Twitter shortly after World War II came out. Nadeshot asked Charlie Intel, do we know if Sledgehammer is still using skill-based matchmaking? I'm going into free-for-alls to relax and getting absolutely smoked. Charlie Intel says Sledgehammer has not explicitly stated if it's being used in public matches. Looking back at Advanced Warfare, they said connection was priority, but it did seem like that game had skill-based matchmaking tuned up higher in public matches than other COD titles. I don't really know like what Charlie Intel is talking about here. Like who, you guys are a news source. Who are you to say that? I guess when you get the blessing of being tweeted at by Nadeshot, you get a little starstruck. I don't know, but anyway, Condry sees this exchange and he willingly decides to jump in without even being added. He says 100% players join multiplayer lobbies based on lowest ping, not skill-based matchmaking. Period. Then Nadeshot says, I appreciate the transparency, but it doesn't explain the lobbies I've played in. Maybe I'm not as good anymore, or maybe players have just gotten better, but public matches have been incredibly frustrating due to the level of competition. Condry cracks a joke at him and says, I can't explain a lot of things that don't exist, like gravity. No, but seriously, ping is king, plus boots on the ground competition has gotten better in my opinion. 2 tweets in a row, back to back, where he explains no skill-based matchmaking in World War II. Then, when Drifter was doing his challenge, I know Michael Condry knew about that challenge, he was going to pay someone $1,000 to prove skill-based matchmaking was in the game. Drifter tweeted, initial testing does indicate that it is real, not exactly as the community thinks, but is still real and fairly strong. Condry jumps in on this tweet too and says, I'll take that $1,000 bet. Ping is king, period. Listen, man, this is just silly. You got a grown man, a millionaire game maker over here, trying to argue with a bunch of kids that the product that he made works the way that he made it versus what the kids think he made. I mean, this is just fucking stupid, dude. Michael Condry has definitely made some bad decisions throughout World War II and left a lot of people confused by the things he's done, but I cannot find one example of where he ever lied about anything in World War II or Advanced Warfare for that matter. He said that weapon variants were going to be cosmetic only at launch, and a lot of people noticed how he tacked on that at launch. He purposely used that language there. That ended up being true. It was cosmetic only at launch, and then weapons were added in later down the road, but he did not lie about that. But in this exchange, there's no special language being used, there's no spin. Ping is king, period. And yes, he made bad decisions, yes, he did stupid things, but in this scenario, I believe him. And if you guys don't, that's fine. Let me know down in the comments. And like I said, I can't think of one time where he actually told a lie about the game. If you guys can find an example of that, then I will take those words back in 1 second. But until then, I'm standing behind this. Finally, if there was skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty, wouldn't everybody just have a 1.0 KD? I don't know, just a final thought. You guys let me know how you feel about this down below. I know this is not the typical community opinion on this topic, but I really feel like everybody just making assumptions and us turning into an angry mob is just, it's pretty dumb, man. So take a step back, really think about it, and let me know how you guys feel about this. I look forward to reading your comments, and as always, we'll get a discussion going. If you liked the video, remember to leave a thumbs up on it and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter, link is down below, and I will see you dudes in the next video. Peace out.